in a dusty little corner of a room upstairs, with a hobby knife and 1,000 stairs. He builds little dreams out of sprues and paint. To Maya, rebel, and patience ain't faint. He's got a halo made of sand and sticks, holy roads with glue he flicks. TikTok fans all gather around to hear the gospel of models sound. He's the Pope of plastic, preaching fine detail, with a steady hand and a holy grail of a flawless build.
Hey, modeling freaks, fans, and friends, it's the Pope of Plastic here. Not just plastic models, but flying models. Now, model building is not my hobby. Model building is my job, plastic models. But my hobby is flying models, RC planes, which I've been enamored with since I was a little kid, with the Cox airplanes on the string, and you'd swing them around and they'd fly at 700 miles an hour, just dying to take one of your friends out. But nowadays we have the foam models that are a lot easier to fly, and they are just so much fun and a lot more affordable. You know, you're not building the plane for hours and hours and hours, and then you only to take it out and destroy it. So anyway, today we are going to, some of you saw me the other day, yesterday on my live, where I flew the maiden of this 500 millimeter P-51 Mustang made by Volantex RC. And this thing, I had been seeing videos about it, and I've been flying the small ones forever, and they are an absolute blast. And for a beginner, they are just fantastic, and they're cheap. They're around $100. You can get them in my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/thepopeofplastic. This one's a little bit more expensive, about $170, I think, $160, between $160 and $180. I'll make sure I put this in my store, but and I would say this is for an intermediate flyer, somebody who's got a little bit of experience, and but once you kind of get used to flying the little warbirds, lower wing aircraft like this are a little more difficult to fly. They tend to stall a little bit more. They're just not quite as easy, but get a little bit of experience on one of the smaller planes, and then you can move into this, and then eventually into bigger airplanes. So today I'm gonna kind of re-maiden it. I did it on the live. It flew fantastic. So you just take a little 2S battery, and we're gonna plug it in here. Now on these RC planes, on these planes, you plug in the battery first, then you plug on, turn on the radio. I'll walk you through the whole process. So we're gonna connect this. You'll hear a little sound. So this got a really nice roomy battery compartment. You could probably fit a bigger battery in here if you may want to make some adjustments, but you could probably do it. So then you just stuff the wires down in there. It's got a really nice sturdy door here to hold the battery in. Click it in place. Then I'm gonna take my radio. Here's a radio. It comes with the radio, comes with the plane. Actually, this came with 4 props and 2 batteries, and even included the batteries for the remote control. I mean, how can you go wrong? I mean, for, yeah, it's not super cheap, but $170, $180, something like that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn on the radio. You're gonna hear it beep. There we go. And then I'm gonna push the throttle up and then back, and then it should be bound. See, it's as simple as that, easy. Now I am gonna fly it in intermediate mode. I'm gonna fly it in intermediate mode. Actually, I'll fly it in beginner mode first, so you can see how easy it is. When it's in beginner mode, you can see the ailerons go up and down. See that? When I move it, that means that the gyro system is working. This has a full gyro, brushless motor for long life. So when you turn it into intermediate mode, it has less, and then when you put it into expert, it has none. So you're flying under your own, you're doing everything for the airplane. So which On these planes in expert mode, they seem to be get a little wild on you. So you can do full acrobatics and everything else, but make sure you kind of fly it up high when you're getting used to flying it in expert mode, because if you fly it low to the ground, you're going to end up crashing it. The other thing is that if you do crash it, these things are really durable. The prop is meant to pops off as soon as you hit the ground, so you're not damaging the blades usually, but they give you extra props in case you need it. So I'm going to put her, just to show you, I'm going to put it in beginner mode, so how easy it is. I'm going to put my glasses down here. I don't need those. All right, so this is beginner mode, okay? It is pretty fast, this airplane, so I cannot roll it in beginner mode. It gives me very limited flight characteristics, but you can dive towards the ground, you can do nice banks. So if I take my hand off, it just flies nice and steady. I'm gonna bring her back down here. I'm gonna bring down the speed here, and now I'm down into half throttle, and I'll see if I can come in for a low pass here. This is at half throttle, so if you're a beginner, I would recommend flying. It's a nice floaty airplane. I would just tool around in half throttle, get used to it. You can fly it nice and low. See that? It's a nice little docile airplane. Look how beautiful that flies. Nice and scale. When we say we're flying kind of in scale, that it flies in scale, what we're talking about is that it's more realistic. See that? And it's a nice size airplane. It's not too big. So you could probably fly this in your backyard. Look how cool that is. I'm flying around these little poles here. And so this is beginner mode. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna put up the speed a little bit, and I'm gonna go into intermediate mode. Now, intermediate mode for me is my favorite, because you can do loops and you can do rolls. And again, I'm not at full throttle either right now. I'm at 3/4 throttle. Look at that. Very responsive in intermediate mode. Okay, now I'm going to bring it up high, and I'm going to go into expert mode. Now you can do full acrobatics. Loops. Into the sun here. Gotta bring her back here. Hold on, I'm bringing her back. I was into the sun. Camera person's having a problem with seeing it. Here, I'm gonna bring it right at us. So much fun, and you get about 10 minutes of battery life in this. Oh! A little low, but see, the prop popped off. No problem. See? Turn down, make sure you turn, and the prop popped off. No damage whatsoever. Still running fine. We're gonna pop the prop. Oh. Just all you do is pop the prop right back on. I don't have my glasses on. There's a little post you have to. There you go. So then I'll just show that there's no problem. We're still in intermediate here. and you're back off and flying. So it's a lot of fun. I can't recommend it enough. Let me bring it in for a little landing here. Then the prop pops off. No big deal. Let me go get it. Let me give you a little. Now it does have. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it right now, but it does have landing gear. Okay, so you can practice. And next time I fly this thing here on video, not today. I don't have the landing gear with me. I will. I'll demonstrate it what it's like with the landing gear. So with a plane like this, I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, so this just pops back on. She's still perfect. There's no damage whatsoever. I can't recommend these little planes enough. This is incredible. This one's not for a beginner though. You're gonna get. I think you're gonna end up crashing it if you just try this as your first airplane. I would go with one of the smaller warbirds. And again, all of these are in my store on Amazon, amazon.com/shop/thepopoplastic. The Volantex RC 500mm Mustang. They also make a Gullwing Corsair, which I'm going to get next. So I want to fly the Gullwing next. Volantex RC, if you're out there, please, if you want to send me a sample, I'll do a nice review for you. Anyway, Popoplastic from the Popoplastic Flying Field. So happy you tuned in. Go out and do some RC flying. Get off the modeling bench and go out and get some beautiful sunshine. Look at this day. This is what they call a Chamber of Commerce day in New England. This is the Popoplastic. We'll see you at the flying field and the modeling bench soon.
In a dusty little corner of a room upstairs, with a hobby knife and 1,000 stairs, he builds little dreams out of sprues and paint. To Maya, rebel, and patience ain't faint. He's got a halo made of sand and sticks, holy roads with gluey flicks. TikTok fans all gather around to hear the gospel of model sound. He's the Pope of Plastic, preaching